Gentlemen, this was also the year when Donald Trump dominated our news cycle. Let's take you through how Donald Trump, the US president, just kept coming back into the headlines in our newsroom all of 2025. From claiming he brokered the ceasefire to strong-arming every nation out there with tariff threats. Here's Donald Trump in 2025.
Coming in from a third party.
It is a clear case of overstepping. It is not the job of the President of the United States to make a claim when we haven't even agreed that this is a matter which requires his intervention. I mean, with the greatest of respect to the American President, he has no idea about the ground situation. He has no idea about what's happening here. Till a few days back, he said that this is not for him to look into. And now he's congratulating both countries trying to be a global peacemaker. And I think this is beyond him. I strongly object to the fact that the US president is saying that he has sorted out the conversation between two countries. I think President Trump does not understand the importance of difference between back-channel talks or informal diplomacy or clandestine diplomacy or overt diplomacy. Somebody should
think this is typical Trump overreach?
This is typical Trump overreach. This is typical Trump overreach at a time when he does not have a mandate to do so. And I think it becomes incumbent right now for the government to start the press conference, which we were promised at 5:30. If this was a calibrated announcement, which I do not know anything about, then really we will hear, we will go, Republic will go by what our Prime Minister says. Republic will go by what the Foreign Secretary of India says and what the Indian forces says.
Yes, and Donald Trump. Arnab, for me, the most defining Trump moment was when he
I completely freaked out when I saw that happen. You know, this was unacceptable. I remember being there. We worked hard 4 or 5 days, and I couldn't believe it that we had lost the narrative out there with Donald Trump posting on social media, which was 5:30 in the evening exactly. So he had timed it out. He'd gamed it. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, American time. First thing he gets up in the morning, or he tells his social media team the night before, which is 5:30 in the evening, and he says, after a long night of talks, which I mediated, I am pleased to announce that I got India and Pakistan to agree to a full and immediate ceasefire. Congratulations to both the countries for using common sense and great intelligence. That was such a demeaning tweet.
But guess what? He did not get the Nobel. He did not get the Nobel. He's not getting the Nobel.
He may not have got the Nobel, but he made the claim. He made the claim. We fought the war. He made the claim. It was overstepping, as I said out there. And I said that time, I will go by what the Prime Minister of my country says, not what the President of the United States says.
The Nobel Committee sought.
You know, this was so wrong. This was so wrong out there. And after that till now, I think Trump has been sort of trying to, he said it so many times. You know, how many times has he said it?
About 30 times, maybe more.
About 30 times that I brokered it. It was constant and consistent out there, which is, I mean, that's why I just had to say this again.
Yes.
I remember going on air with you, I think.
Yes, I was there. Yes, we were there together in the newsroom and when this broke. And in fact, you're right that it was timed in a manner because the Ministry of External Affairs, Foreign Secretary, was to make a statement. It was announced that he's going to make a statement.
But prior to that,
everyone was waiting for that to happen.
Trump came in prior
and then
to that.
Trump's tweet came in, or post came in. So I think he really played a spoilsport there. Not in terms of India-Pakistan war, but in terms of the larger India-United States relationship. He has put us back. He has put us back by at least 2 decades insofar as India-United States relationship is concerned.
No, I don't believe that because, you know, with Trump, it's only where he is benefiting. You need to understand, when the man is ready to see diamonds and whatnot from a hand of the Pakistani failed general, this man is only looking out for business.
No, I think
and as I believe, Trump is good for US, but not for the world.
I think this year, Trump dominated the news cycle. I think I have another clip, if I have, on his statement on tariff wars against India. Do we have that? Does our news team have that clip? Okay, I was told that we have it, but I'd like to make a point out here that through the whole year, Trump has dominated the news because of the trade war. And I think this year was very important. Going forward to 2026, even right now, I'm not sure whether we'll be able to strike a trade deal in the first calendar quarter of 2026, or even in H1.
Piyush Goyal is trying.
No, we are trying, but off the record, you speak to everyone involved, and they'll tell you that we can't read
It's not that easy.
We can't read what is on Trump's mind. So I'm not sure whether we'll actually get the deal through, or even get the 25% off the 50% off. I'm not sure whether that will happen in the first few months of 2026. I just want to say that,
Okay.
Speaking about Trump, Abhishek, none of his ceasefires have stuck. Before we go across to one of the claimed ceasefire where, even Netanyahu
The
didn't
latest
listen
one
to
is
him.
Thailand, Cambodia. They're back to
None of
fighting
them.
again.
So before we go to that, there's a clip that Arnab was referring to, the trade war, and then we'll play that clip and then go across to the Israel-Gaza war.
Yeah, very, very tough. Very, very tough. The Prime Minister just left. And he's a great friend of mine, but I said, you're a friend of mine, but you're not treating us right. They charge us 52%. You have to understand, we charge them almost nothing for years and years and decades.
Abhishek.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, Arnab, you are absolutely right that Donald Trump has hogged the headlines through the year to the detriment of the geopolitical order as it has existed since World War II. We are still counting, whether this has really benefited in any manner. He wants to take Greenland, he wants to rename places, he wants a trade deal on his own terms.
But as it was said, it was clear to everyone that by September, Prime Minister Modi had made up his mind, has also started fighting back in his own way. And that is why when he went to the SCO summit, I think we sent Shawan there. Shawan should talk about it, lead into the SCO summit and what happened there. There was this whole summit plenary which was happening in Tianjin. I don't think there was much media which was allowed very close, but he was there. I think by the time he went there, and you can talk more about it, I think India had decided that it needs to weigh in strongly with Russia and China, reopen the doors, reopen trade with China after a long period of a frozen relationship. And I'd like you to talk about that because I think it's all linked.
Well, in fact, two specific images that I want to describe. One is the Prime Minister walking almost hand in hand towards President Xi during the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. This was in Tianjin. And that was perhaps the defining image, became the global headline. This was in the backdrop of the Alaska meet that has already taken place. And of course, which way are we really pivoting? Because what we saw during the SCO summit, the entire focus was how exactly will the Prime Minister really respond after meeting President Xi? This was happening post-Galwan. So there was also some sort of skepticism because a thaw in the relationship, but again, at the same time, treading cautiously there. Another interesting image was when we first received the information that President Putin and Prime Minister Modi would be coming separately. That was the first set of information that came in. A little later, we were told there was a different hotel. In fact, I had dialed Abhishek to just get a confirmation that were things really changing because there was absolutely no information. Generally, you have a protocol of both the leaders. When they basically come together, they would be sticking to the agenda. And that's the beginning of what is called the carpooling diplomacy.
I don't know if you have the visual out there, which was about...
both of them?
No, it was not about... It was about Modi walking with Putin and Xi Jinping. Of course, we are seeing the firm triple handshake and the going past.
This one.
And then there is a moment when Shahbaz Sharif is watching on, feeling completely left out.
That was just before this.
I don't know if you have that visual.
When they walk
we should have pulled out that visual because in my view, that was the moment of Tianjin, which is moments are actually told in 10 to 15 second clips sometimes. And this firm handshake is going on. Russian President, full frame, let me describe this. Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping. It's a triple handshake, shared laughter, banter. And please do not think that either of the three leaders does not know the impact that this visual will have. But what Shehbaz Sharif did not know, the impact of how he is looking. There he is. He's looking like a sentry on duty. He's looking like a sentry on duty with his hands clasped in that embarrassing manner. Almost obsequious as Putin and Modi move past. He's like the guard of honor. He's like a member of the guard of honor. He's like a member of the constabulary. They're standing past. And I think, if you ask me, viewers, that's the moment. That's the moment out there. I really love that moment because this got so many views. It went digital, or viral on digital, and it told us that Pakistan can continue to